used to think that confidence was something people were just born with. Like, some people have it while others are just stuck in the cycle of overthinking every little thing. I remember sometimes when I had the opportunity to speak up in class, well, I knew the answer, I didn't. I didn't say anything. I didn't raise my hand. And that was because of this little voice inside my head saying, well, what if you're wrong? And it wasn't just in school. This voice affected how I showed up in my own life with my friends and my family. That voice followed me everywhere. But then I realized, well, actually, no, that voice doesn't control me. I am the one that controls it. So, know that confidence is not something you're just born with. It's something that you build up over time. And that starts with the way that you talk to yourself. Let's just call it out. Negative self-talk is exhausting. It's overwhelming and just completely draining. If you've been living with this non-stop inner critic in your head, just know that you're not alone, but you are also not stuck. This video is not just a pep talk. I'm not here to just tell you to love yourself and move on. While that is great, and loving yourself is a very crucial part of building confidence, that's only half of it. So today I'm here to walk you through why this voice is so loud in the first place, how we can separate ourselves from it, and how to rebuild confidence in a way that feels real and not just performative. Okay, so let's break it down. Negative self-talk is that inner critic that literally judges and doubts every single thing that you do or say. But just because you think something does not mean that it is true or that it should hold any value at all. Your brain might whisper things like, oh, you're behind, you're not good enough, you'll never get this right. And because those thoughts have been on repeat for so long, they start to sound like facts. But familiar does not mean truthful. And that voice, it probably didn't even start with you. It's a mashup of old wounds, things that you picked up in childhood, school, toxic standards, social media, perfectionism, etc. We absorb so much in this world before we even learn to question it. In your brain, it's not out to get you, it's just wired for survival. And it scans for threats, tries to keep you safe by keeping you small. But when you're trying to evolve and grow to the person that you really want to become, this same system can really be holding you back. And no, you are not crazy for feeling this way, but you are responsible to decide whether that inner critic actually runs the show or not. The wild thing about negative self-talk is that it can literally show up anywhere. It's very sneaky about it. And sometimes it doesn't just sound cruel, it can actually sound quite reasonable. The voice can say, well, don't start now. You're probably gonna mess it up anyway. So then you just procrastinate, and not because you're lazy, but because failure feels inevitable. It could also say, keep quiet, no one actually cares what you think. So then you shrink yourself in conversations, even when you have something to say. Or, this moment's too good to be true. So then you sabotage it because some part of you believes that you truly just shouldn't feel this happy. So I want you to ask yourself, what is the harshest thing you've said to yourself today? Then ask, would you say that to someone that you loved? Would you say that to your sister, your brother? Would you say that to your mom or your dad? I don't think you would. This voice can come in various forms, but there are 3 common ones to look out for. First, we have the all or nothing mentality. It's either I always mess up or I never get it right. This is when your brain turns every situation into a black and white scenario. There's no in between. There's no room for nuance or growth. It's just one or the other. The next one is personalizing. So it can look like, this went wrong and it must be my fault. It turns every negative event into your fault, even when you might not have actually had anything to do with it. It might not have been your fault, but you are blaming yourself. Then lastly is discounting the positive. It's like that win doesn't count because it's just luck. It's when you accomplish something and instead of celebrating it, you tear it down. It keeps moving that goalpost, telling you that everything you do will never just be good enough. Instead, you really need to acknowledge your wins, no matter how small they are. But then you tell yourself, well, no, it's okay, I'm just being realistic. Well, no, actually, it's just self-limiting of you. Okay, next, we are on to reframing negative thoughts. Here's your 4-step process. Step 1, you need to recognize the pattern. Before you can actually change the voice, you need to understand how and where it comes from. A negative self-talk often follows a pattern. It's tied to fear, pressure, or past wounds. And it's not just a random thought, it's a cycle. It's a loop, and it's a habit that will keep repeating itself until you put a stop to it. So ask yourself, when do I feel the most self-critical? Is it after scrolling on social media? Is it while you're getting dressed in the morning? Is it before you make a big decision or when you're alone with your thoughts? Step 2 is you need to challenge this thought out loud, literally out loud. So when this voice says, you're never gonna make it, you're never gonna be good enough, you ask, okay, well, says who? Who put that belief in my head? Back it up with evidence. What have you overcome? What progress have you made so far? In my notes app, I have this progress tracker of everything that I've accomplished so far in my life, and then from small to big goals. So whenever I feel down or less confident in my abilities, so then I look at all my completed goals, and then it reminds me that I can do it no matter what my inner critic says. You need to interrupt that pattern and rewire your brain, and that means actively choosing different thoughts. Step 3 is to rewrite the script. So take a negative thought and flip it into something supportive. So instead of saying, I'm so behind, you could say, I'm right where I need to be to learn what I need to learn. And then step 4 is just to make it a daily process. You need to constantly be reframing your thoughts to get rid of this inner critic. This is not a one-time thing. You've been rehearsing this inner critic in your head for years and years on end. And confidence comes with consistency and building it up over time. Every time you reframe a thought, even if it's just a small one, you are teaching your brain that that is a new way to speak to you. And then over time, this becomes your new default. Okay, so confidence. The thing about confidence is that it doesn't just show up one day. It's not just going to be like this light bulb moment and then you wake up one day and boom, you're just this new confident person. It's something that you build up piece by piece and day by day. And it starts by showing up for yourself, even on days where it feels just nearly impossible. So here are 5 ways that you can build confidence right now. Number 1 is to track your wins. Like I said earlier, even the tiny wins, they count. They count towards something. And you'd be surprised how much they add up. Did you drink water today? That's a win. Did you make your bed today? That's a win. Did you finish the email to your professor today? That's a win. Write them down no matter how small because they are your proof. And when you start adding up those small wins, you'll believe yourself a lot more than how you did before. Yeah, I know it's a cliche. We've all heard it before, but it's a cliche for a reason. Standing up straighter literally sends a signal to your brain that you are in control. And when you carry yourself like someone who's got it together, guess what? You actually start to embody someone who feels like they have got it together. Try it now. Stand tall. Take up space. Notice how different you feel. Number 3 is to audit your circle. It's a tough one, but you can't heal when you're still hanging around people who make you feel like you're not enough. And I know, it's hard to let go of relationships that don't serve you, but if you want to grow and if you want to become the best version of yourself, then you've got to surround yourself with people who challenge you and uplift you in the best way. Now, this one is key. Being compassionate with yourself is not about letting yourself off the hook when you messed up. It's about acknowledging those struggles and still choosing to move forward. Okay, number 5 is to do hard things. And no, I am not saying to just jump out of an airplane. If you want to do that, you go do that. But I mean doing things to push yourself outside of your comfort zone, no matter how small they are. It could be trying a new makeup look tomorrow. It could be dressing in a different way or in a way that you really want to rather than the way that you think you should. It could be even bigger and it could be starting that business. It really does not matter the size of the goal. So start by showing up in your commitments that you have already. The more you follow through, the more you prove to yourself that you actually in turn can do it and you can handle whatever comes your way. When I first started this channel, I was terrified about putting myself out there. The fear of judgment, failure, and literally just being seen on the internet. Then a few years went by and I realized I need to get over this discomfort, or I'm not going to accomplish the goals that I want. I'm not going to be the person who I want to be if I don't get over this initial discomfort. So then I decided to start the channel and I showed up consistently, and every time I showed up for myself, I got more confident. And let me tell you, it's not about being perfect. It's just about proving to yourself that you can do the hard things, and in turn that will make you feel unstoppable. So when it comes to shifting self-talk, it's about the things that work long-term, and it's not just about a quick fix for that moment. So here are a few practical strategies that can help you change the way you speak to yourself and how you feel. This first technique is called thought stopping, where you literally tell yourself to stop when a negative thought arises. You don't need to entertain every single thought that pops up into your head. When a negative thought strikes, you just say stop and redirect your focus into something positive. The more you practice it, the less power those thoughts will actually have over you. Okay, and visualization is a personal favorite. You need to imagine yourself stepping into the person that you want to become. Picture how they carry themselves, how they walk, literally down to like the nitty-gritty details, how they speak, how they navigate the world, how they dress. Visualize how your higher self would handle these tough situations that you're going through in your current form. And this mental practice will help you act as the confident version of the person that you are striving to be. And last but absolutely not least, is practicing neutralizing your thoughts. Instead of fighting against every negative thought or trying to force them out, you gotta neutralize them. If you think, I'm not good enough for this opportunity, counter it with the truth, like, I've been preparing for this and I am qualified for this task or this opportunity because of A, B, and C. Give it proof, like literally have examples of why you are qualified and why you are good enough. The goal isn't to dismiss your feelings, but to replace negativity with a more balanced perspective. And to end off this video, I'm gonna give you 5 actionable steps to build real confidence and just get rid of your inner critic. First, you're gonna write a letter to your inner critic. Call out the voice inside your head. You can either do this through shadow work prompts or just by writing the letter. And make sure to express how it's holding you back. Now, number 2 is you're gonna create the confidence file. So like the progress tracker that we talked about earlier, you're going to create a folder, whether it be in your Notes app or Notion or in a journal, wherever you want it to be. Create a list of things that you have accomplished, whether it be small or big goals, and try to list about 10 of them that prove your growth. And then whenever you feel doubt, you can revisit this list. Next is to reframe one thought for 7 days. Identify one negative thought daily. When you have this thought, rewrite it into something believable and empowering. After these 7 days, you can reflect on how it shifts your mood and behavior. Number 4, do a morning visualization. Spending just 2 minutes right when you wake up, just visualizing your most confident self. How would they walk into the room? How would they dress? Picture how they walk, how they talk, how they handle challenges. And then through that visualization, channel that version of you throughout the day. And then number 5 is to do one hard thing this week. Choose one thing that's outside of your comfort zone and commit to doing it. And then add it to your confidence file when you're done. Remember that the loudest person in the room is not the most confident, and real confidence is quiet, it's solid, and it does not need to be performed. You can learn to stop believing every thought that tries to tear you down and learn to replace it with something stronger that empowers you and makes you feel more confident in yourself. So I want to know, what's one belief that you are ready to stop repeating to yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to continue this journey with me, I've got lots more on self-trust, boundaries, and leveling up to become the best version of you. Just remember that you are not behind, you are exactly where you need to be. I will see you in the next video. Bye!